and we will start, sir. Just a moment, sir, we will start.
Sir Prakash, sir, am I audible?
Yes, madam.
Okay, sir. Sir, Meenakshindram, sir, am I audible?
Yes, madam, we can start. Just a minute.
Yes, ma'am. Audible now. Audible.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Shall we start
I
the
joined
session,
in
sir?
both the links, ma'am. I joined in both the links.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Your voice is audible, sir. No problem.
But okay, so shall I
Okay.
close the second link because it says it doesn't
Uh,
allow the camera and microphone at a time.
Okay, right, sir. You can close it, and if any participants come,
Later I can.
yes, sir, we will forward to the first link itself, sir.
Yeah,
Because 200 plus participants they have registered. That's why we plan for 2 links.
Okay, okay. That's
Okay,
fine.
right. Thank you very much, sir.
okay.
Just good morning to one and all present here. This 5 days FDP on deep learning for social network data analysis is organized by Department of CSC, Karpam College of Engineering, in association with the Computer Society of India. I would like to welcome all the participants to this 5 days event to explore more on the social data network analysis. I will hand over the sessions to Dr. Murugeshwari just to have an introduction about the chief list.
A very good morning to one and all here. So we have organized this FDP for betterment of our growth. As a faculty, we need some updation then and there. Otherwise, we will become an outdated one. Okay. So all of them are using the social media, but we need what happening in the backside. So we have organized such a workshop, such a 5 days FDP. Okay. So now we have the resource person as a Dr. P. Meenakshindram. So he is very well expert in this area. So he completed his UG and PG in Madurai Kamaraj University and MTech in Mandamnam Sundarnar University. So he completed his PhD in Bharathiar University at Coimbatore. So he has more than 25 years of experience in India as well as abroad. So he started his career in 1998. Still, he is working. So you see there, he have more than 25 years of experience. So he have published more than 10 national international journals. Also, he organized more number of seminars, workshops, and he attended also. So I think now he is the right person for this workshop. So I welcome all the participants to make use of this resource person for updating our knowledge. I welcome you one and all. Sir, now the session is to you, sir. Sir, now you can take
Good morning. Good morning. First of all, I would like to thank KCE Management, Principal, Head of the Department of CSC, Dr. Angelan, and Professor Prakash, Professor Murugeshwari, for giving me this opportunity for delivering the session. As rightly said, everyone we use the social network today, but what does it happen and how can we use the data which is there in the social network for our research perspectives. That's what we are going to see. So I hope this can really give you a roadmap to have further insight in the following days in this particular social network analysis, right? So straight away get on to the presentation. Is the PPT visible, Murugeshwari ma'am?
Yes, sir.
So let me start with the simple definition for a social network. It's a network of social interactions and personal relationships. So immediately the Facebook comes in our mind whenever we talk about the social network. So it's a dedicated website or the other applications which makes the users to communicate by posting various informations, messages, images, videos, comments, etc. Few social networks, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all these three are quite used by the faculty members and almost all we use it among the friends, the family and our professional network, everything. And few more that I wanted to tell, that Pinterest is there, Instagram, Tumblr, Flickr. I just wanted to tell a one line definition for these. What this Facebook does, Facebook gives the people the power to build a community and bring the world close together. Then Twitter, it connects the people and allows the people to share their thoughts with a huge audience. LinkedIn, it establishes a network among the professional members in the community. Pinterest, it collects the photos, articles and other forms of content according to the specific area of interest. They call it a SIGCHI, specialized interest groups. Say for example, suppose I am interested to do some data analysis related to autism. So I need a specialist who work with the autism and what kind of the percentage of the autism that's there, that presents in India, like that. So I want a network to be built among that particular specialized people. So for that we can get on to Pinterest. Then Instagram, it enables the users to share the images as well as the videos with the other audiences. Tumblr, it posts only a multimedia content, lot of videos, pictures and things like that. Flickr, it's an online photo management and sharing the application. So Tim Berners-Lee, the father of web, when he started Web 2.0, so he thought of having a kind of a, 1 minute, is it presenting? Is it visible, ma'am? So he wants to have a connectivity between the contents of various websites. So that's what the birth of the semantic web. Next, let's move on to the next slide. So what actually is required for a social network by defining it? It is actually a website, web-based services which allows the individuals to construct a public or semi-public profile. What do you mean by public profile? Now whatever the information that Murugeshwari ma'am was reading about me, it's a public profile. Okay, so she said attended, conducted conferences. So those the details were not explicitly told. So that is a kind of the semi-public profile. So which I wanted to explicitly show and which I don't wanted to show it. Articulate a list of other users with whom they can share the connection, right? As well as we can view as well as traverse their list of connections which can be made by the others within that particular social network. So underline this word, within the particular social network. Suppose if I am there in the Facebook, I can only read the contents, or I can connect the users which are there within that particular network. Even though the many members will register and we just join with that particular website, we call them as a network because of the connections that can be, the dynamic connections that can be established among the users. That's why it's called as a network. Next is the social network data acquisition. How to acquire the data, how to collect the data in many different ways. There are three ways that I wanted to highlight it over the day today. One is the archival records, second one is the tracking devices, third one is the mining the internet. What I mean by archiving records? Archiving means whenever we wanted to do the backup, we try to take that particular data into another one storage device or another one media. So that kind of the activity we call them as archive. I'll repeat again. Archive means a kind of a backup. So whenever we wanted to, from the hard disk, suppose if I wanted to format it, I move all the data to the external hard disk or SATA, and then I'll format the hard disk of the system, isn't it? So like this, we don't want to format it. We wanted to then and there we wanted to do the backup of our all conversations, images, multimedia contents, and various things that we wanted to. That we call it as a what you can say archival. So archival records. So the vast majority of the social network researchers, they still make use of these surveys to gather the information about the social connections of their subjects. Okay. What I need to do when I want to archive the record? Let's move on to there is a website called Archive Social. So what this Archive Social is, here we can archive all our social media content, whether it be a public or a private or whatever the data that we have in our pages, that we can do it. So when we are trying to create our own archive, so it will ask you whether you wanted to archive from Twitter or you want to archive from Facebook or Instagram, whatever it is. So that we need to select it and we need to give a username, password, and there exists some small amount of the charge as well that we have to do it, and we have to go for a archival. Now, how to do a Facebook data archival? So since the Facebook provides so many services, for archival also the Facebook provides a solution. When we move on to the general account settings, there we can see download a copy of your Facebook data. So the image is little blurred. You can just zoom it and see download a copy of your Facebook data. So about that arrow marked link. So when we click on this, automatically it asks you just request my download, start my archive. So this will take a little time. It will download all our posted messages, photos, videos, and other information. So and also it will verify, authenticate our. Once again, it will ask for a password. Is the same user, then only it will allow you. So once you click on this start my archive, then it will ask you the password. Then on request, the download window that pops up, and click on the another start my archive button again. Then the data is organized into folders, HTML, messages, photos, and videos. So this is the way how a personal data can be picked up from Facebook. Second step is social media tracking. This is quite new to many of us. Social media tracking is a way to manage all the analytics that are coming in from the different social networks. So suppose if I wanted to take data from Facebook, Twitter, as well as Instagram, and many other social networks, whatever I have, I wanted to collect it and I wanted to manage all the data for some kind of the analytics. We come to the what we mean by analytics later on. since using the social media analytics, it can drive so much traffic to your brand. They need to be monitored and it has to be handled properly using a good social tracker. There exists a lot of social tracker. Now I'll be introducing you some of the things. So these are all the very few social media trackers: Hootsuite Analytics, TweetReach, Social Rank, BuzzSumo, Sprout, How Socialable, Tap Influence, Snap Analytics. So these are all the few trackers. So among this, the Hootsuite Analytics is a quite popular one. It's one of the best social media tracking or social media listening tools, they say, which is available today. It is only 30 days, it's free, and after that the prorated charges are there for a different kind of the user groups, the professional or the team or the business. So for a various groups that we register, we will be having an amount that 1,915 for a professional and for a team as well as for the business. And you can see down to that, you can see for 10 social profiles, 20 social profiles, 35 social profiles, for 1 user, 3 user, 5 user, like that is written. So this is what the limit or the license what they give it for these amounts for the for acquiring the data and do the tracking. Why social media tracking? Last year, when again in the central government was formed, so that time lot of before that the election poll happened, that time lot of what you can say rumors we would have seen and heard through WhatsApp messages and all. So what kind of the falsy what you can say the dramatic discussion that goes around in India about all that. So we don't want to touch those arguments since it is a quite sensitive one. So social media tracking can do sometimes good, sometimes what you can say very hasty decisions as well. So gauging the individual campaign performance, social media tracking is the most accurate, efficient method of measuring the performance of individual social media marketing initiatives. So it gauges the individual campaign performance. That's what it simple says. So tracking, it allows the firm to quantify the success of each campaign and helps to determine which are the most important in driving leads. The third is mining the internet content. So internet mining is an application of a data mining to discover the patterns from the internet. So IUM is the internet usage mining, which is the process of publication data mining techniques over the web data. So whatever the data that we collected from the web, that we call it as the web data, nothing else. So the data sources are mainly the web server logs, proxy server logs, and cookies stored in the user's computer. These are the 3 main sources which are used for mining the internet content. Now let's come to the Facebook data, the copy file format. So this is the link which is given by the help center for any kind of the content that we wanted to request it and get it. So when we request a copy of the information from the Facebook, we can choose to retrieve it either in HTML or JSON format. Okay, JavaScript object notation format. So HTML is comparatively is the easy format to view the data on the Facebook, because if we back up also we can see as it's like the Facebook content. So we can receive a zip file and we can extract it and we can use it for our purpose. So there are a lot of categories of data are there. So this is the another subsequent link of that particular page. Here we can see about me, there is the activity log, check-ins, there is the activity log, and connections, credit cards, events, whatever that we have done it, and we have all those logs will be there in the link which is there in the right hand side. So if we click it, we will be able to view it. This is the simple activity log which I have it on my Facebook page. So I just put that sample over here. So it's the activity log. So if we click on it, we will be able to see that whatever the activity that we have managed and we have done it. Now let's move on to the social network analysis. So there are four main things which can be done with the social network analysis. One is the classification, another one is the community direction, third one is the link prediction, and fourth one is the influence propagation. So I'll just tell you what these are with the examples, so we will be able to understand it. What is this classification? So whenever we talk about the classification, when there is multiple types are possible, then only the classification can come. Am I right? So here we have four different types of interactive ads on social media advertisements. So one is the instant experience, which we call it as the canvas ad. Second one is the messenger ad. Third one is the stories ad, and fourth one is the conversational ads. So when it is a canvas ads, what does it mean? Let us look into the example of this. So this is the ad which we call it as a canvas ad. What these canvas ads are, it's actually a full screen ad experience which builds for particular branding or a product to life by using a mobile. So the data tells them whether the people are discovering the content, brands, and products in the mobile app. So advertisers are looking for a new creative ways to share the information with the people who were their intended clients are. So that is called as a canvas ads. Next one, messenger ads. What this messenger ads are? So these kind of the messengers that we can see in the Facebook, Instagram messenger, which are all sent by the people into a messenger along with the conversation with their business needs. Okay, so you can use the ads by click to the messenger to reach the people at a various scale. Each of them they individually they use it in the messenger. So that we call it as a messenger ad. Third one is the stories ad. So the stories ads, through advertisements, they are trying to communicate some stories. So this can reach the audience in full screen, immersively, through the mobile environment. You can create these ads by using the Facebook Business Suite mobile app. So there exists something called a Facebook Business Suite. It's actually cost per use. Since we are going to use it for the business purpose, so it will be given it for it's not a free one like what we are accessing the other services that cannot be accessed. Fourth one is conversational or the controversial ads. You can see. Can you look into the first one? Rajnikant, we can. So this was an ad given by Zomato. Rajnikant, we can. And this was another one. The right side, what it is there also. It's also yet another. What you can say, the ad of Zomato. Bol baby bol, malai tikka roll. So that is the whatever. Even in Zomato, you will be able to get the malai tikka roll. That also you will be able to get it. So that is what it is. So another one interesting. So I don't know how many of you have seen this particular ad, Cadbury or Kashmir. It was an ad which came in 2002. Even you can give this word and you can Google it and see. Too good to share, the advertising slogan for a Cadbury Temptation brand of chocolate. So just to buy the brand of chocolates of Cadbury, the people gave a particular, the political map, which is actually Kashmir area, which is under dispute. So that dispute of land was actually shown in a the larger scale with the India map, and they made it this Kashmir or Cadbury or Kashmir. It was in 2002. So this is what the classification. In classification, these are all the various things that exist. So based on this, we will be able to do any kind of the analysis. Second one is the community deduction. What do we mean by communities here? Community means the groups. The community means the groups. So groups, users, whoever they are using, so they are called them as groups. So clusters, coherent subgroups, modules in different fields. Community deduction in a social network is identifying a set of nodes in such a way that the connections of nodes within a set are more than their connection to the other network nodes. That's possible. Okay, so this kind of the community deduction that will be possible. The third one is the link prediction. So this is what in detail we are going to see today, link prediction. So I just, due to the time constraint, I just took one particular problem that I wanted to show it in a little more detail rather than just giving it in the broader way. So this is a link prediction. You can see A, B, C, D, all these are the users, and there exists a link between A, D, F. So A to D and D to F, but there is no link A to F. So there is a possible link for A to F, there is a possible link for B to D, and there is a possible link for B to G, and so on. So the dotted links can be predicted. Say for example, I am there, some of my UG classmates are there in the Facebook, and some of the PG classmates are there in the Facebook, and few of my UG classmates or the PG classmates had my schoolmates as their classmates, so I will be able to add on to my school network as well. So this is the simple example wherein which we would have experienced and we would have seen in our Facebook what you can say link prediction. Next, let's move on to the DL, wherein which the DL can be integrated into it. So the deep learning is a type of a machine learning and artificial intelligence which imitates the way humans gain certain types of the knowledge. Well, the traditional machine learning are linear, but the deep learnings are stacked in a hierarchy. Let's see what they are, in what way they are stacked in hierarchy. It's a quick review of what does DL, AI, ML, and another buzzword is the data science. Where does it all come and sit in today's? So you can see AI is as a whole, whatever the machine that can do, that started from what I can say 5 to 6 decades before only when we started using computer. From that day, actually the artificial intelligence came into the picture. So the artificial intelligence encompasses all this, machine learning, deep learning, data science, everything. So under AI, so what we have is the machine learning. So that's a fully of a mathematical model. And DL is a subset of a machine learning. And data science subsumes both machine learning as well as deep learning. It's actually a simple Venn diagram wherein which we will be able to see all the views of it. Any questions till now? Shall I proceed? Mureshri ma'am, am I audible? Any disturbances till now?
Sir, I'm audible. Yes, sir, audible.
Yeah, thank you. Next is a simple exemplification of ML and DL, what it does. ML actually normally does it through a decision tree. So we give input, and based on that the output is going to be predicted. So the decision tree is a simple information gain that we calculated through the entropy calculation, and we will be able to find it. whether it is a machine learning, which can give a better justification. Second one is the deep learning. Deep learning includes both the feature extraction as well as the classification.
காலையில் அட்டன் பண்ணியா? சரி, நான் அட்டன் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன். அட்டெண்டன்ஸ் மார்க் பண்ணி வைக்கிறேன்.
Please.
Participants, please mute your mic. Participants, please.
Sorry, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Next, let's move on to the social network analysis. It's actually an important problem in data mining. Data mining is a parental subject of all these buzzwords, what we talk today, AI, ML, deep learning, data science, and so on. So that was a hot cake once upon a time. That the data mining encompasses all this. So all data mining techniques are only reframed or given a newer, what you can say, form to these fields. So a fundamental step for analyzing the social network is to encode the network data into a low dimensional representation, network embedding, so that the network topology structure and the other attribute information can be effectively preserved. So I'll be showing you how to get the network data. So what kind of the data and how it could be the representation and the embeddings could be done. Now let's move on to the target applications. Few of the applications that I have given. So I have given with the what you can say, the literature survey, which I've been used in one particular paper. So online advertising targeting, it's done with the 2015 itself. Second, personalized recommendation and recommender system, many of us know about it. Then viral marketing, the social healthcare, social influence analysis, as well as the academic network analysis. So these are all the few target applications that happens with the what you can say, the social network analysis today. Now let's move on to the one particular problem that I wanted to take it today and to explore it further. Link prediction. So 3 link prediction techniques are quite formal. One is the preferential attachment. Second one is the Hadar coefficient. Third one is the Jaccard index. So what is first one? Preferential attachment. The preferential attachment is like this. So you can see there exists a small social network that's been depicted. From this, the nodes and the degree gets calculated. So what is node? Nodes are the 1, 2, 3. These are all the different users. User profiles are considered as a node, and degree is the number of links that they presume actually. So from 1, it is actually how many what you can say, the edges that comes out, that is what the degree. So 3, what you can say, the nodes are connected directly. So the Facebook is undirected graph that I'll be showing with the data set when I'm showing. So this kind of the nodes and the degrees that we are writing. That is the step number 1. Second step is, for a node pairs I, j, which are not connected, that we wanted to calculate the PAC. PAC means CAC, that is the preferential attachment that we wanted to calculate it. So how to calculate this PAC? So when we try to, there is actually a link with there is no link with the 1 and 2. Direct link is not there. So 1 and 2, how to do is, 1 we have to take 3, 2 we have to take 3. So 3 multiplied with the 3 is 9. So 1, 2, so the PAC of I, j is just a simple arithmetic multiplication of the, what you can say, the degree of both the nodes. Then, so this is the way how we are calculating for all the nodes. Now we have to see what is the maximum, the PAC of I, j. So that we are taking it. So that will give you, that is the maximum, that is the highest degree of hubs connected to each other. So that is actually a preferential node. That can be a link prediction that is possible. So 1, 5 you can see 1 is here, 5 is here. So it has to, there is the possibility of 1 and 2 is lesser. Possibility of 1 and 5 is higher, they say. So this is the way how the preferential attachment helps us to calculate the link prediction. Is it clear? So this is the first method. So the same result that we are going to get it through all the three methods. Let us look into the second one, Adamic Adaptive Coefficient. That is AAC, PAC, AAC. So what is this AAC? How does it do? It is actually AAC of I comma j is equal to 1 divided by log of n of k. So let us move on to the data with the example, then we will come to understand the algorithmic steps. So first what we are doing is, so the node that we are finding 1 to 8 and the neighbors we are getting. So one's neighbor is 3, 4, 7. So whoever is connected. There we took the degree, here we are taking the neighbor. So the neighbors here it is 3. So 3, log of 3 means 0.4771, the log of 3. And 1 divided by log of degree. So 1 divided by 0.4771 is 2.0959. So this is the way how we are calculating this particular table. Then after calculating this, now we are going to predict the link. Now I wanted to predict the link between 1 and 2. There is no 1 and 2. There is no direct link. So so that I wanted to predict it. How we can do 1, 2, the prediction is the common neighbors that we are taking. Now let us take 1, 2. Let us take it as a 2 sets. 3, 4, 7, 4, 5, 7. The intersection is 4 and 7. So 4, 7. So here that is 4 and 7 means the 4 the value is 1.4308 and 7 the value is 3.3222. So these two values get added and put over here as a AAC of I comma j. Now you can see all values we have calculated and what is the highest value that gives the predictor link. This is the second method. You can see how easy the methods that exist are. Then the third one is the Jaccard coefficient. Jaccard is a very common term. Many people would have been known about the Jaccard's image processing. It's done information retrieval. We do the difference calculation. We do Jaccard coefficient. So here also we do the same. So intersection divided by the union, n of I intersection of n of j divided by n of I union n of j. So both we are finding. Now let us look into this data. Now 1, 2. What is the intersection is 4, 7 that we have found through this. This is the table what we have found it in the previous example also. 1, the neighbors are 3, 4, 7. 2 neighbors are 4, 5, 7. So 1, 2, the intersection is 4, 7. So the union is 3, 4, 5, 7, all that. So here it is 2, here it is 4. So 2 over 4, that is the intersection divided by union. That we are calculating, that is 0.5. So if you look into it, this 0.5 is the higher. So there exists that the first possibility is 1, 2. And the second one more thing what we are getting is 2, 6. It's also having a same 0.5. So 2, 6 also there is the possibility of predicting the link. This is the way how based on the in degree and out degree of the nodes that we are trying to calculate it. Is it clear? Is it fine? All the three methods? PAC, AAC and JAC. Any question with this? Shall I proceed? Next, how to get the data sets. So let us just to get into the Google, let us type in network data set download. I just gave network data set download. So there we can see one Stanford data set that we get it. That is a Stanford large network data set collection we get it. It's called as a SNAP data set. So in the SNAP data set, if you go first one, what we get is the social networks. So the online social network, edges represent the interactions between the people, all that we'll be having. So click on that, you will be able to download so many social network data. So the Facebook, what you can say, the social network data is called as the ego. It's not ego, it's the ego. So the ego, what someone is telling me. Full screen, if I put it, I won't be able to navigate to the slides. So then every time I have to. Yeah, are you able to? Could you please zoom it and see, sir? Okay, so the Facebook data that we will be able to get it through Ego Facebook. Okay, then by clicking that, we will be able to download it. I'll tell you what kind of the data that gets downloaded. So this is the simple data set statistics. What we will be getting: number of nodes, edges, and the nodes in largest, edges in largest. All these the data that we are getting, and we will be able to download it, and we will be able to visualize that as well. So when we are visualizing, we will be able to convert them into the graph. So I hope you know there exists a graph theory subject with the pure mathematics. So the graph theory is very what you can say the basis for understanding the neighbor and the coset of the graph. So based on that, lot of work that can be done. Still many works are going on. So note these statistics which are actually compiled by combining the Ego networks. Okay, so here we have a tar.gz. So that if we download it, we will be able to get a 10 networks which is anonymized. That data we will be able to download it, and we will be able to see it. Okay, that's it. Thank you for listening. Any questions that you would like to ask, you can ask me. I'll be able to tell. Mureshwari ma'am, I think with the first link only, I think it got over
Okay, sir.
the session.
The participants, please, you can ask any questions. So I think sir has given the overview of the deep learning, social network analysis. Okay, the next session, tomorrow session, we will see how we are going to relate those things. Okay, so sir today give the introduction about the what is the social media, or how we can get the sample data set from the social media. Okay, so we can interact with him if you have any doubt.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Manohar, sir.
Sir, out of these 3 link prediction techniques, so which one to use, sir, for best result, sir?
Now, all the 3 link prediction gives the same answer, but the Jaccard gives one more. You can see the 2,6 also is given by Jaccard.
Okay,
So there are so Jaccard is actually much used.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So the first 2 methods are actually Jaccard is ensembling of those 2 methods only, sir. You can see the tables also. I have put the same table that's been used by Jaccard as well.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Very much.
The participants, please interact the resource person. So Sir Meenakshandaram sir, we have one query in the chat box, sir.
Yeah, I'll look into it, ma'am. Describe the exact difference between ML DL. Okay, sir. Actually, ML, what it does is lot of mathematical implications are done with the ML. So, but in terms of DL, lot of statistical inferences are done. So, ML is by default it is used for AI, because as I said in the diagram, Venn diagram, you can see it's a subset of AI. But in the case of the data science, so it is actually includes ML, DL as well as AI. So all the three comes into the picture of DS. But the common algorithms are there in both, sir.
So I also have one regarding the answer regarding this question.
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
DL is especially for any domain, isn't it? We are going to design solution for specific problem. So the DL we can design like that. But the ML it may be a general thing. So when we are designing such a application, we can get the accurate result as well as naturally basically when we are going to the DL and ML we have the large number of data, so isn't it, we are going to do the TB size data only we are handling in the ML and DL, so always it will take more time, ML and DL, so both are taking time, but we can specifically design this some network design concepts in the DL specific for specific problem we can design. Okay, so that's why the DL is becoming very popular nowadays. Okay, so we have the more accurate result as well as we can design more accurate design in the DL. So it is a more accurate the depth. So in depth we can do in the DL. So we can get the accurate result in both ML and DL. We will take the it will take time. It will surely it will take the time because of the
So
data
you used
size.
for
Okay.
DL or data science? You used for DL. Okay, I was
Yes, sir.
thinking
Yeah.
DS. Okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
DL.
The
Okay, I didn't see it correctly. Actually, DL, it's as what Mureshri ma'am said, it is for more understanding. That's one thing. And DL is fully based on neural network. Most of the DL methods, what you can say, it includes the neural network only. Okay.
So we have the number of simulation tools are available in the DL and ML. We will see these practical things in the coming days. Okay, we have planned such a way that today is sir given only the introduction about the social media network. Okay, the next day tomorrow we are going to see how we are going to integrate the uh, 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 social media and cloud computing. Tomorrow we are going to see. Next 3 days we are going to see the practical sessions. Okay, how we will going to download the data, how we are going to access, how we can do it. Everything we will say. Also we can see some specific problems also. Okay, each analysis like the Twitter data analysis we have that also. So when we completing this workshop, we will assure that surely we will get this some idea how to handle the data set in the social media, how to handle, how to design the DL for the social media data set. So today we will give the only overview of the DL as well as why we have given very short because we have nowadays the Google restricted only 1 hour, isn't it? So we cannot go for more time. So they are restricted only 1 hour. So we have planned only 15 minutes of the session. Okay, we need this 10 minutes for query sessions. Also, we need some introductions, everything, isn't it? Okay, so that's why we have planned only 15 minutes session. So when we end up the session, we will take 1 hour, isn't it? Okay. So tomorrow you will get the how to access the data from the cloud and how to integrate the cloud and social media network. So I think today we will get the some clear idea about the what is social media network. Okay, so this is our objective today. So you should get clear idea what is the social media network and what are the free data sets are available. So I rightly pointed out that where is the data are available, how we can download everything. He clearly explained about it. I think so. So you have any doubt, please discuss. So as
Thank
a
you once again. Thanks to ma'am. Thanks to sir. Thanks to KCE for the opportunity.
thank you, sir. Thank you so much for immediate acceptance of our invitation, sir. So participants,
Thank you, ma'am.
so you have to attend all the day session, then only you can get the certificate. So now I post the feedback link for today's session. Please fill it. So after filling this feedback section, you can leave. Okay. Thank you, one and all. So tomorrow also we're expecting all the participants. Sir, thank you, sir, once again. Sir, thank you, sir. Now you can leave it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.